Have you ever wondered if there was more to life than what meets the eye? The meaning of your own life? Surely there must be more to life than this. Come and join young minds journeying together, finding meaning in life.
Welcome back, guys, to the next episode of Food for Thought. Our topic today is social classism and racism, something along those lines in the youth and also just in South Africa in general. And let's start by introducing ourselves, guys.
Hi, once again, I'm Craig.
Hi, I'm Anisa.
So what's this end?
Lisa.
Okay, cool, guys. How have you guys experienced that social classism thing within the youth, at school, in friend groups, on social media? Because I know personally I have experienced it as a person that's been to a Model C school in Johannesburg.
I feel like you should tell us first.
And it was a good experience because I had left New Forest and everything else, so I had an idea of a black dominated school that has white teachers, and then going to a white dominated school with a fair enough mix. So I would say the classism was on 100%. It needs you to have a strong mentality because there's a lot going on there, in my opinion. Like, for instance, every 2 years they would have international trips for the school that would cost around almost 60,000 just for a week trip to the United States, Asia, you name it. They would go all out. And
For what?
Just to expand knowledge and to put them out there. You know that westernized culture of experiencing the world and just expanding uzazi. So they would have those things, and it wouldn't just end there. You guys already know about the school fees, the transportation, these small little events that they have at school that continuously needs money. So it would go on to that. Did I go to those trips? No.
Bro, I was thinking I was gonna ask you, did you go to these trips? No. I was just about to ask you.
No, my mom really wanted to take me on to one of those trips. In fact, she went to the extent of even wanting to take out a loan because she could afford half of it, but then we had other priorities to also save up for university, and she also had her own things on the side, like insurance, blah, blah, blah. You know how parents are. But I told her, I was like, yeah, sure, I want to go, Vele. You know, I was feeling the pressure from everybody else that was used to that culture since grade R. They've been traveling within the country, and then when it comes to high school, it's international. I would say, yeah, they've been. So kids from there have pictures from the US, Asia. For some of them, it's like the second time around to go to places like that. For me, it was like, oh wow, this is cool. I've never seen this. This is a norm, you know. This is the life, you know. And I was just there like, oh, okay. Another pressure was, you know, since we like digits and digital things, it was the laptops, the phones, the iPads, the drip, and I never lacked in that department. I had my own type of devices. Obviously, it wasn't the high brands, but it was something that was good enough for me. And they do class each other, but you must be a well-spoken person, a confident person, and yeah.
Well, while you're still there, so now it seems like you must be a well-spoken person and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it seems like you are all targeting to live up to someone's expectations. That's where the social classing begins, the grading begins. If you're not like him, you are more or less of a person, so you have to do this and that and that. That's where it all begins. So when it comes to this thing about social classes, I believe it's all part of the whole system, that there is a certain lifestyle one has to live. Because even if you go to some black families now, they're living in a certain type of way,
Yeah.
which will also surprise like the people they grow up with. Like I always see people telling each other, "You have changed, you have changed. Change is good, change is bad. It depends how you embrace change." So for some people, trying to live like someone else is their end goal. They are like chasing that goal to like, okay, I want to be like this person, I want to be like this person. But to some people, they just embrace wealth and everything as it comes to be part of them, not to make them someone else. So I think that's where we start to have these demarcations between the races and between our own social classes in our societies.
Yo, Craig, you just took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You just took the words out of my mouth, bro. Like, I'm literally seeing it the way you see it as well, bro. Like, yo, I think also what we also should be looking at is like at what you just said. I see your point where people will try you'll look to this person like, damn, I can get there.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I can't get there, and then that all comes down to what you were saying about embracing and stuff. Yeah, it comes down to that, and then people just don't look at you the same when you can't get there. They just don't.
Yeah.
There's this one thing I've noticed though. Have you ever walked into a store when you want to buy something? You get there, you pick that thing, then you realize this is not the right thing I want, and you need customer service to come and assist you. How long does it take for customer service to come to you? Then another race comes there, and she just comes in the store
happens
without even asking for customer service. Like 6 of them, they are there already. Do you need something? Hey, bruh.
They skipped me and they went to the other person. I was like, oh, okay, I feel it. But as I said, it was something that I was used to also like at school. Like when you're new to an environment, obviously they won't be able to like quickly tell which class do you kind of sort of fall under until you say something or until you bring certain things to the table.
Or until they say something.
Yeah, because there was a girl that also couldn't articulate English properly. But when I'm telling you that her parents were like properly financially secure, you could see by the cars, the things that she was wearing, but they would still look down on her because of the way that she was speaking. Because of she's black.
The accent.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it gets annoying when people say that just okay, well, now you use an accent and then I speak English, you know, and then oh, you speak very well, and then comes a person who has that
from that background
and accents that's it's a black person speaking English. Then they're like, oh, they just look down on her. I feel like it's a matter of, can we understand you more kuluma, not like your accents? Because there's someone, especially with politicians. Politicians speak very well, even though they have that accent. They are highly educated. And to the people like me, I have that accent, but I'm lacking intellectually, so people shouldn't judge us based on accents. But because it doesn't mean you are less intelligent if you have that.
It goes back to what you were saying. Also, us as black people, we get lost in the sauce. We really do get lost, and it's just like, dude, what are you doing? You're losing us. Just stick to being yourself and focus on what you need to do. Because I feel like if your knowledge is already there, then you've already beaten to the game.
Yeah, because one thing I've realized, we feel like we're trying to chase something, like we're trying to be more like whites. But at the end of the day, we're going to realize that whites, those people who say they're whites, they're not dressing with anyone. They're just living their ordinary life. That's how they live their everyday life. So why can't we just also live our everyday life?
Another racism that I would say experienced. Okay, I'm not sure if it's racism per se, but you know, like, because I'm from the white schools and stuff, so I have that accent, especially when I was young, you know. So there are times when we're visiting other families and now, because in the time we couldn't talk so much of men couldn't Zulu and oh, you're such a coconut, you know. Like that is also like discouraging. Exactly. Is that not also racist? Racism amongst our own community.
So I think next time we should start with the definition of terms. like the topic, we define it so that we get clearly what we're talking about. Because that is some sort of racism. I've experienced it with other people. When you're speaking English, they're like, that accent. You know, when everyone just looks at you and that accent, that type of feeling, you feel out of place now.
All the accents, where you from? Which country?
Where do you stay?
That's not a name though.
Hey, bruh, that's
exactly. Then butcher your
Your
name.
name?
What
kind of name is that? Where are you from?
Where you from? That's a big one. And then now you're not that original name. They just put it into like 3 dots.
And the confidence has been stripped now.
Yeah.
You're already right there shaking. They like hi, they're at the top, you see. So sometimes it just comes down to how you are built as a person. Because some people, there is nothing called racism to them. They get there, they want things done. If they have to fight, they will fight. I'm telling you. They have to fight, they will fight.
If they have to break a leg, they'll break a leg. But they'll have to.
So guys, I think we all agree that classism and racism is basically similar or one thing, and we can all work on it and just like kill it over time.
It does exist. Though I am proud of some like other races, like most of the races which I mix with, most of the times they just embrace each other. Like you don't feel the tension in between. Even though someone is white, someone is Indian, but when we're together, I've realized that most of the times in the gyms there is no race, there is no what. People they work together. Yeah. Even if you see sometimes people, let's say at a church,
like sports and church,
in sports, you see that's how like in the malls and everywhere it should be like still stay together. Because at sports they find that person. His t-shirt is off, he's white, there's a black guy there, they're together, they are happy, the team is winning, that's the spirit. Yeah.
That's cool. So guys, let's embrace each other, celebrate one another's cultures and backgrounds, and not bring each other down. And just share love in the comment section down below and give us your honest opinions and thoughts on how we can eradicate these issues. Let's pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Have you ever wondered if there was more to life than what meets the eye? The meaning of your own life? Surely there must be more to life than this. Come and join young minds journeying together, finding meaning in life.